Kanye. We're talking about Kanye. This is going to be good.
I'm so Kanye.
Kanye doesn't get enough attention these days, so he needs a podcast like this to really put him on the map. So we're excited to.
I'm gonna let you finish, but
yeah,
what are we saying about Kanye today?
I don't know. We're gonna figure it out, but everybody else is talking about it, so we got to have something to say about Kanye. So
just put the gram down. Let's talk about Kanye for a minute.
I never. That's it. That's
I'm
it.
craving Chick-fil-A now
And
already.
And that beautiful voice, ladies and gentlemen, that you just heard was Decoyote.
Decoyote.
I told you I was going to chop this up 5,000 times. Pronounce it for us.
Decoyote.
Decoyote. I knew it. I even wrote it down with a D. I wrote down D, like to say Decoyote.
It's tough.
You did write it down wrong.
I wrote it down.
I knew that was going to be a problem.
Okay.
Decoy.
You just got to remember it's a decoy.
Okay.
Ode.
People, you're going to want to remember this name.
It'll be in the show notes.
This brother is a longtime friend of a Catalyst family. He's like brother, vocalist, musician, songwriter, producer, creator. Everything you touch is like genius in a lot of ways, shape, or form.
Kanye West.
The next Kanye. No, we don't. I don't know if we want to.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
The next Kanye West.
Yeah.
I've done the gospel thing. So I feel like I've kind of checked that out. Checked that box.
Oh man. You listen. We're gonna dive in to your story here pretty soon. Not this episode. So I want everybody to remember your name and stay tuned because this is good, man. You got a lot of good stuff to share, especially to our creators out there that are listening. But we're having to be speaking this episode about a different creator. A different guy who's put himself on the map. So, what are our initial reactions here to Kanye being part of the club now? He's in, man.
Well, some people say he's in.
Some people say he's in.
And then there's some people out there who wants to check his ID. They're not real sure. They're on the fence.
Yeah.
He's been in the club for a long time. I mean, he claimed to be a Christian back in 2004. Did the gospel thing, then kind of fell away. And now he's back. He said he just put out an album called Jesus is King. Mm-hmm. It's a gospel album. There's no curse words on there. Like for Kanye to put out an album with no curse words, it's a modern day miracle. And he says he's not going to play like his old catalog anymore.
Come on.
So
far he's been repurposing it, which is kind of cool.
Repurposing.
Yeah, like switching out words.
Oh no.
Okay.
This is not going to end well.
Well,
wait, when I think switching out words, I think of was it the Apologetics?
Uh-huh.
Did y'all ever listen to that?
Yeah.
It was like the Christian Weird Al.
The Christian Weird Al. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. So let's just set up a couple of things. One, I want to say to our brother Kanye that it's tough out there, especially in the world of church, and I know he already knows that.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a time for us to celebrate the decision to switch gears like this, to really come to a knowledge of who Jesus is, and to really, you're laughing. I'm being serious.
No,
like this is real. Like it takes guts.
Well, he did it
to make this decision.
He did an interview with Jimmy Kimmel. And he talked about church innovation and bringing innovation back to the church.
Yeah.
And towards the end of it, he says a bad word. And right afterwards, you see him recognize it. He's like, I'm going to lose some Christian points on this one. But I'm new, guys. Come on.
Are you going
to moving forward?
You might actually gain more points because listen, I just want to say that, as far as us as an organization, a podcast, we're going to celebrate anytime somebody gives their life to Jesus and makes those decisions. I think that's amazing. And to that extent, we are 100% supporters of Kanye, but we want to have some fun, not at Kanye's expense, just at if anything, we're kind of poking fun at ourselves as Christians and the way we just like to hammer each other. This is real. It gets a little bit ridiculous. But we do have some advice to Kanye. And that's really at the heart of what we want to share.
So what are we going to do? Are we going to make a list and tell him all the things that he needs to start doing? Like, hey, dude.
I actually brought a list, and I'm going to and Kanye would be wise to follow my guidelines and rules as he walks this path. But what were you going to say? You got something? catch me up on the world of Kanye, because obviously, Zach, you understand it better than I do. I don't know. I'm not following it to a T. I listened to the album straight through.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is my favorite song.
Yeah. I mean, the first time we were in the car together,
right?
And we both just laughed out loud.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and it's been stuck in my head ever since.
Which is ridiculous. Why did it take so long for a Christian artist to realize he needs to work Chick-fil-A into the lyrics of a song? Why did it take this long?
I don't know, man. I'm still shaking my head over this. Like, wow.
Take that line, go home, tell your wife. Chick-fil-A closed on Sunday, but you're my number one with a lemonade.
I mean, is it about being closed on Sunday, or is it about like the Chick-fil-A is like the quintessential Christian restaurant? I mean, what makes it a Christian restaurant anyway? Is the red chicken?
It's anointed.
The
blessed and highly favored.
Yeah.
I don't know, but all I'm saying is, as an artist yourself, there's room here because no one's covered Hobby Lobby yet. Hobby Lobby. But there's room here.
Yeah, no, Chick-fil-A. I mean, it's like Chick-fil-A is like the target already, right? It's like, you know, the I'm gonna say this wrong. I'm gonna forget a letter, but the LBGQ, you know, the whole that community, you know, they hate Chick-fil-A, and so it's kind of like, I think they've just been outspoken, right, or about certain things, and so Chick-fil-A is kind of like maybe that's the thing Kanye's picking up. He's like, man, somebody needs to give Chick-fil-A a hand up or something, you know, from like, we need to give them some good PR or something like that.
Or their sales have actually been on the increase.
I wouldn't doubt it, but maybe he's thinking like, you know, he's gonna right some wrongs or something, or maybe he's gonna get in there.
That's the line in the sand.
Like, the line
That's how you know who's Christian
Chick-fil-A, man.
and who's not.
Kanye, you're a wise man. He knew his audience.
In a world where it's Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A, he drew that line.
Exactly.
And we know where he stands. He got pushed back for that from like the secular world, and he's getting pushed back from the Christian world also.
So he's got an album out. Mm-hmm. He has a clothing line out now that I understand.
Yeah, he's been a designer for a long time.
Okay, but a Christian clothing line. You came to me and said, "Have you seen Kanye's new stuff?"
I have pictures,
and I'm like, "No, I haven't."
He's got pictures.
I don't want to. Here's what I want to do.
Wait.
I was gonna. We can save this for the end.
People should know this before you show me anything that's on that paper.
Yeah.
I adamantly hate all Christian merchandise. I think it's the worst junk in the world. Like, there's a reason family Christian stores are closing down. Like, Lifeway Christian stores closing down. Mardell's going to be next. Like, who comes up with Christian shirts
that say like God answers prayer?
I mean, it's terrible.
I had a breadcrumb and fish, like an Abercrombie and a breadcrumb and fish shirt in high school. Man.
I mean, who
you want persecution?
Lord's Gym,
don't
man.
Get me started.
Yeah.
Lord's Gym.
This is not going to be your Mardell run line, mostly because people can't afford it. Yeah. So he has an online store.
Yeah.
He put this merch out. It was out for 24 hours. Okay. It was a countdown clock.
Yeah.
I almost bought it. Like, just thinking maybe I'll be able to resell this at some point. Mm-hmm. But I just want some honest feedback about what you guys think about this.
Okay.
All right. So I've got he did sweaters, sweatpants. He did gym socks.
Okay.
Edwin, you'll have to just edit these photos so they can see them online.
Here is and the purpose of this is what again?
To promote Jesus is King, the album.
All right. All right.
And then Sunday service, which is his little church service that he's put together.
Okay.
Because I think eventually his hope is to run a church. He ran this at Coachella. It promotes Sunday service also.
Okay. All right. Let's see it, Kanye.
This is Jesus is King. Here's shirt number 1.
What are we looking at?
Okay, so front and back. It's a beautiful. Is that fuchsia?
That sounds purple?
What is going on there?
It's like a purple.
What's happened on the back? Please tell me those aren't Bible verses. I can't even read that small.
The shirt comes bigger, but it's all over the back. Bible verses.
What does that say? John 8:33.
What's going on here?
Well, yeah, what is that? Is that like somebody spills something?
Is there a hole where your belly button comes through?
That would be more cool.
Crop top.
It's like MS Paint. We'll just throw this there.
Okay. All right, man. You
with me so far?
Okay, let's see.
I'm noticing a theme.
Wait, what are this? Oh man.
But okay, let's just. I'll hold my comments. Let's see. What's the next one?
Not your normal like Mardell Christian shirt.
This is a joke, right?
If ye can, we can. All on the sleeves. On the back is more Bible verses, a cross, Jesus is King. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is. But here's the thing with fashion, man. I feel like every time I see some new fashion trend, it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Until everybody
And the
starts
next thing
doing
you
it,
know-
and then you're like, I said I would never buy this thing. Now I'm buying it because everybody else is buying it.
The good thing is we can design Catalyst merch like this. Give me about 5 minutes at
Wow.
MS Paint. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, man.
I'm not sure.
Fifth,
I'm not sure about
fifth
this.
graders of the world unite, man. Y'all can do this. Y'all got this. What else we
All
got?
right, so now we're gonna work in Jesus a little bit. Like, here's a
We
sweater.
work in Jesus a little bit. It's all over those other two. Kanye West.
But no, it's
Whoa, whoa,
all over it.
naked Jesus, naked ripped Jesus.
Oh yeah. So on the right sleeve you got
Oh
black Jesus. On the
Well,
left
he's
sleeve
the
you
right
got
color.
white Jesus.
No.
I don't know if that's white Jesus, but that's built Jesus. I mean, like, look at those biceps.
Yeah, man.
That's my Jesus.
Be a carpenter, man.
Yeah.
Like, get you ripped.
He's
All
not
right.
baby.
Okay, I feel like this has got to be a prank. This
And if
isn't
you,
real.
how much would you pay for that sweater?
Nothing. I wouldn't. No. But
Wait, are these photos of the items?
Of the actual
These
items.
This is the actual item.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If you didn't like those, I'm just gonna give you both of these.
Oh,
right
man,
now,
come
okay?
on now.
If you didn't get enough Jesus,
oh man,
I'm gonna throw those out there.
what's happening here?
You got lightning
Oof.
and thunder Jesus.
I feel
and
like
pixelated, stretched out.
would happen because I'm gonna give Kanye the benefit of the doubt. He's a creative genius. So there's more to this story than we're seeing because all I'm seeing right now are the world's worst Christian T-shirts ever. But I have a feeling he went to Dell Children's Hospital and started pulling drawings off the wall and said, "You know what, kid? I'm gonna make this famous. I'm gonna turn it into a T-shirt."
Some kid
And he's
somewhere.
gonna donate all the money back.
He's
There's got to
happy.
be something here. There's got to be a master plan because if this is real, this is confirming what I always believe happened. When somebody becomes a Christian, it's like their creativity gets sucked out of them.
Lose their mind.
They lose all imagination and when
There's a lot of
when
imagination
following
on that shirt
Jesus
right there.
is the opposite. It should unlock the creativity in you.
And that's so in the Jimmy Kimmel interview, which we'll link in the podcast notes. That's
All
what
right.
he talks about. He talks about how, like, historically Medici, all these different artists worked for and from the church.
Yeah.
And now, in order to be an artist or be creative, you have to like be really adult and edgy and push the limits. You got to say something really offensive. So it was interesting. Here's the last item. This is the only one I could actually afford. You get some Jesus King socks.
Oh.
I don't know if they're worn by Kanye, but they're $20.
The socks are $20. I didn't ask for the. What are these
I just
T-shirts
noticed.
cost?
I just noticed this Kanye West sweater, the one with the cross and the built Jesus, is $240.
Oh my goodness!
Retail.
Please
On
tell me,
StockX.
please.
Lowest ask price, $1,300.
But what do we do with that money? We built a well in some village somewhere. I hope by purchasing that shirt. No, did we?
We can hope.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
All right.
Okay.
So you listed Kanye.
All right, Kanye.
Starting with.
I'm gonna start.
Let me design your merch.
Listen, Kanye. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna touch the merch. You already know what we think about that. But you, as a creative artist, man, my first exhortation to you, Kanye, is do not compromise your creative integrity and what God has put in you to think outside the box and do. Do not conform to the pattern of sorry, lazy, boring Christian programs and ideas. Like,
Especially the American ones.
especially the American ones, man. Dude, we need something fresh, different, not more of the same old stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I love that he's already embracing the idea of innovation.
Yeah.
I think that the challenge is once he starts putting stuff out there and you start getting criticism from the Christian world to
Yeah.
conform,
Yeah.
not to like. It's just as big of a pressure as like conforming to the outside world. It's conforming to this internal Christian culture. It sucks. But it's cool because he already has acknowledged that on some songs. Like he already knows he's gonna get heat from Christians. He just like beats them to it. And so one of the songs says, "Finna do a gospel album. What you've been hearing from the Christians, they'll be the first ones to judge me."
Absolutely. Yes.
Prophetic.
Yep.
Really?
Called it.
Yep. Just like to be people to judge and hate on our comments in this podcast. And you know what? That's all right. Do it. Let's have a dialogue. Let's have a conversation. We can be real. We can be honest with each other without offending each other. Really. You know,
I didn't think what he said, and like, so listening to what is it, Closed on Sunday, I didn't hear anything that was necessarily offensive or really calling out, calling anything what it's not. But I think it's just bad.
Yeah.
it's like this is just bad design. Like this shirt is just bad design. I mean, from a design perspective. But it's almost like he's trying to like make it really from a creativity perspective, like he's trying to make it like really piecemeal together, like it's lo-fi, you know, like lo-fi, like maybe you would do Flannel Jesus back in the day, like maybe this is supposed to be like Flannel Jesus,
Bringing it back,
you know, kind of bringing back the like the time when things marketing started happening in the church. Like maybe he's making a statement about like this is what it was like when we first started out. It was like super goofy, you know, like this, and so I'm throwing back to those days when, you know, Jesus people were around and they were making their own T-shirt because that looks homemade.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it could.
That's what they're going for. I think is like a bootleg aesthetic.
It's bootleg.
And it's a collab. It's kind of happening in streetwear all across the board. But Kanye is always pushing those boundaries.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that there is some creative genius beyond what we can see that's happening here because, you know, that's within you, Kanye. Now, here's some other things. One, don't touch the donuts at church, man. Do you know, like, seriously, do you know how many kids have reached their hand in there and put their hand on every donut before you selected yours?
Oh, so you're giving him tips now?
Oh yeah. These are survival tips, and I am dead serious because you got to back up the track a little bit, and you got to remember that on the way to church, that kid had his hand in his butt, in his nose, in his sister's butt. Probably it was everywhere. Yeah, that's why that hand.
That's why we pray over meals.
Yeah, that hand has so many germs on it, and when he reached over the countertop. Not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one. He just infected the whole batch, and you're going to reach in and take that donut, man. Don't eat the donuts at
If
church.
the Christians don't kill you, the donuts will. Luckily, have you seen some of his services? It's cool. Like, he's not doing church inside the four walls. He's, like, going to places in the middle of nowhere. It's like Wyoming. He did it at Coachella on this giant hill. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a cool aesthetic. Yeah. Church, gospel choirs, just open air. Mm-hmm. So... I didn't see any donuts yet.
No.
We'll have to watch. He put out an IMAX movie with the album. So we'll have to watch for donuts.
Whew.
Make sure you get out of it.
What other wise advice?
Yeah.
Save Kanye's life. Come on.
Well, I think there's a lot of things I don't have to say because you know them almost instinctually, right? Like, because if you know that the person you don't like who's leading worship on Sunday is leading worship, then don't be early to church. You know, you got to show up late, fight for the parking, come in late till you get to more of the sermon piece. And, you know, and the flip side, if the guy speaking is not the guy you want to listen to on Sunday, then that's a good volunteer Sunday. You know, that's where you go volunteer in the back or do something else.
I want to see Kanye West in children's church.
Yeah. Right. Because, you know, everybody else is going to have their phone out trying to catch you snoozing in church, like, trying to stay awake, so be careful.
Happens to the best.
Yeah,
of us.
but I have two more serious things. I'm done. Because
two more serious things.
Yes, these are all equal. And remember, Kanye, that when it gets even more difficult than it is now because of the heat and stupidity from Christians, that you said yes to the Creator, not to his creation.
Mm.
Man, it is, and that is when you talk to people all around the country, and churches are closing down left and right. We are going through the biggest consolidation period we have ever seen in this country. Like churches shrinking, people are just flocking to the churches that are somewhat healthy while all the older ones die. And stories are out there about people being hurt by Christians and so forth and so on, and that's why they don't follow Jesus. One thing has nothing to do with the other, man. You said yes to the Creator, and His creation is always going to screw things up. And, man, just keep your eyes focused on the Creator. 'Cause I got to tell you, man, if we were to take every piece of hate mail we got since day one, we would have closed shop a long time ago here, and we would have never have persevered and reached out and have done the things that we've done for teens and parents and all that kind of good stuff. So keep your eyes focused on what's right.
That's probably the best piece of advice you can give the guy.
Yeah.
Just to really focus on the Creator, not the ones or the things that were created. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've rested in that a long time ago. Like somebody told me, if you could do anything else, then do it. And if you rise on the praises of people, you'll fall on their criticisms. Like church shoots their wounded. And that's just the way it is. Everybody's got an opinion. Kanye's already got like a history of mental health, like the ups and the downs. And church traditionally isn't a safe place to be able to like vocalize any of that stuff. So he's just got to remember, like he says it in the interview, like I work for God. Like, you work for God. Let everything else fall to the side.
Is there a safe place for anything anymore? That's what I gotta ask. You know, because
right here on this podcast.
Yeah, this is very safe. I feel very safe here.
You should.
But I think being unapologetic toward the Creator, you know, and toward His decision, I think is one of the most important things. You know, just unapologetically, you know, go for it, man. I mean, and I guess, you know, if I don't like his T-shirt, that's one thing. But
we're hating on
but
him.
you know, I am hating on this design because it's bad. But I'm not hating on the words or the idea or anything like that. I question his execution of this. But you know, when people are doing something that's different or that is busting up all these ideas and concepts that are out there, people are gonna hate. You know, people are just gonna hate. So I like how you're suspending your judgment on this and like waiting to see what he's wanting to do with this. You know, because most people, they wouldn't give it the time of day. You know, they wouldn't be patient enough to listen. But I think because of who he is, I mean, people are gonna. I mean, he's gonna be up there for a little while. You know, and even if he's working his way out, you know, you're always moving from a state of order to disorder, and he's probably, you know, he's getting older and he's working his way. He's kind of working his way out. Maybe this is how he's going to go out. I don't know. We'll see.
What a way to go out.
What a way to go out.
So we've got Kanye now. We've got Bieber, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez. Watch out.
Yeah.
Something's happening here. We have some sweet worship sets in heaven.
Yeah.
when you were saying that, I thought of that like the cheesy Christian thing, like hate the sin, love the sinner.
Love the sinner.
Hate the design, love the designer. Guy, just keep doing your thing, bro. Like, we don't have to love everything. We all do this imperfectly.
Yeah. Do your thing, man. You be you, and you eventually lead us by surviving all the criticism, all the heat, staying consistent with your faith. I mean, that's the one thing the world is looking for is where's the Christian that can stand up and be consistent in what they do and say, and you know, and not get taken out. You know, it's hard. It's hard. It's a narrow path for a reason, brother. And so, man, praise God seriously for like the change, and what He's doing in your life. But man, hang in there. It's gonna be tough.
Is there another one? Is that it?
Oh, there was.
Well, just get
I'm
into
gonna
us
save
real quick.
another episode. Listen, well, he's gonna need this one. This is my last one, Kanye, because all the limelight's on you. You don't have to have all the answers, and when you feel like you need to have the answers, resist the temptation to vomit up some Christian cliche answer and just say, you know, I don't know. That's a good question. I'll have to get back to you on that. That's it. Just admit when you don't know what you don't know, and don't say other stuff. So, like, you know, people are gonna grill you, And it doesn't help to say, yeah, I don't know, but man, I just have faith in Jesus, or whatever. Just say you don't know.
Yeah.
Like be real, be honest, and like I don't know.
And I think he gets that. Like he's got a good mentor somewhere. Like some people are pouring into his life.
Yeah.
Because he said like, hey, I'm new to this thing. I'm learning to speak a whole different language. I'm learning what all this stuff means, and I'm wrestling with it. So if I make mistakes, like, hey, just please be gracious with me. Like forgive me.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing that's going to happen is that he's going to have his own. I mean, if we're talking about the Creator, and then that's one person. Well, 3 in 1. It's one person, but it's like it's what Kanye is talking about in his music and what he's talking about in these designs is he's talking about his perspective and his experience, and it may not be the same experience that I'm gonna have, or that you're gonna have, and I think that's the one thing that, with him being as, as popular as he is, and as his music being as ubiquitous as it is that people are gonna think, well, okay, that's the experience I'm supposed to have. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Yep,
and
that's
I
a
think
great
that's
point.
and I think that's the thing that like
Yep.
is the most scary about this stuff I'm seeing right here. And I think that's like and part of me wonders is like is this a joke? Is this like an elaborate setup?
I do, yeah.
Part of me thinks like is he doing this? Is he saying, all right, I'm going to put out a gospel record because I can just do that.
Just to say I'm the greatest Christian artist also.
Maybe.
And then be like, psych.
But then like I'm going to top it off with the worst designs you've ever seen in your life. This is going to be the crowning jewel for me. Oof.
Seeing if he can get Christians to spend $240 on a sweater. And at the end of it, just expose everyone. That would suck. Please don't do that, Kanye.
Nah. All right.
The church will totally buy in.
No. And I'm not gonna say it's not real. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not real.
The way the prophets will trust him and trust God. We'll trust the Creator too, and just take it one step at a time.
See, I can get on board with that because my experience is my experience with the Creator, and I'm not saying that my truth is any different. I'm just saying, my experience and my perspective are pretty unique.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother conversation. That's really good.
Yeah.
Advice to parents who are like, Kanye West put out a gospel album, and then they go and they click on Jesus is King. If you scroll down too far, his old album, they're all down there, and even some of the cover art is pretty explicit.
Great point.
You get down into
You let that album scroll on Spotify. When that album's done, it's going to revert to his old album. So get ready.
Yeah, BC. Testimony.